What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So it occurred to me recently that I haven't really done too many updates regarding my collection of diecast metal vehicles. So I thought I'd correct that by showing you this toy haul. And this represents purchases over the last few months from both Dollar Tree and Target. So we got 14 models here that we're going to talk about. And I'm very excited for these. Generally speaking, I'm pretty happy with both Matchbox and Hot Wheels in terms of their releases. And they got a lot of cool stuff coming out next year as well. So let's get started on this. So the first one I want to show you is one of these 70th anniversary cars that Matchbox has been doing to celebrate their 70th anniversary, obviously. And this is the Ford Interceptor police vehicle. And I actually picked up two of these. And usually I don't buy duplicates of the same one, but in the case of this particular car, I have a review coming up shortly on my channel, which will make these come in handy. So I will eventually be getting both those police cars out of the package, and they will actually assist me with that review. So that might give you a clue about what that is that I'm going to be reviewing. So artwork looks great on this, and on the back of the package you can see the date on this is 2022. So this one came out this year. And also I picked up this one as well. As you can see, the deco on these is all very similar. That sort of silver, black, and orange. And so this is the 1966 Dodge Charger, and I think it looks really fantastic. Did a great job in terms of like the tail end details, and the front end looks cool too. So a very cool looking model. Really like the artwork too. And this is another one that has that sort of white coloration on the front of the package. You can see the date on this also 2022. So really cool looking model. Very excited to have another Dodge Charger in my collection. So next Matchbox model we're going to talk about is this one, and this is the 1980 AMC Eagle. And many of you might not be familiar with this particular car. So AMC and Jeep were produced by the same company, and this vehicle was actually four-wheel drive and very much like the Jeeps at the time. And it was sort of uncommon to have a car that had all-wheel drive at that point in time. So this was kind of a special thing that you would see on the road and be like, oh, wow, that's like an off-road car. So very cool. And I'm glad they did this, and they did it with sort of that wood grain siding, which was pretty common, I think, for this particular model of vehicle. So looks really awesome. So very excited to have that. Next up, we got this one, which is the 1949 Curtiss Sport Car. And again, I really like how Matchbox does these older models. So I think it looks really cool. And this one's a convertible as well, so you can see down into the interior. I really like the chrome detail on the side of this too. So looks really awesome. Very excited to have this particular one in my collection. So looks cool. And you can see the date on this, 2022. So all these, I believe, came out this year. Next up, we got this Cadillac Seville, 1982. And this is from the Hot Wheels 80s series. Very cool looking model. And I remember seeing these around in the 1980s. Sort of weird on the back end of it to be slanted like that. But again, it is sort of a classic from the 80s time period. And very excited to have this in my collection. You can see the date on this one. It says 2021, but I believe this one came out this particular year. Looks really awesome. Very excited to have that. Next up, we got this 1967 Jeepster Commando, and again, really cool looking model. And this one actually has a motorcycle on the back of it too, so really cool. That's just cast in plastic, but very nice detail on that. There is like a winch or something on the front, and you can see that sort of roof rack as well. So really cool looking model. I'm always excited to have more Jeeps in my collection, so this is very nice. All right, next up we got this one, which is often referred to as the Godzilla car, and because of the graphics on the side of it, but it's actually a Nissan Skyline GTR R32. So really cool looking graphics on this, and it does say Godzilla up here on the top of this. So I have noticed that this one is particularly sought after by collectors, and you can see they did some nice details on the tail end of this too. So really cool looking model. I've seen it around before, and for whatever reason I didn't necessarily pick it up, but it's sort of becoming very popular because of the Godzilla imagery. So Very excited to have added this one to my collection as well. Next up, we got the Copo Camaro, and this model is the 1968 one. And they did a super treasure hunt of this one as well. This is just the regular release. The super treasure hunt has, the Real Rider tires on it and also Spectra Flame paint. And then the rest of the graphics is actually pretty similar to this. So this is another one of these art cars. And actually, the regular mainline release of this has been fairly popular as well, so very excited to have added this one to my collection. So next vehicle we're going to talk about is the custom 1968 Camaro. And this model, when I first saw some images of it, I knew that it was one I would eventually want to add to my collection. There's just some really awesome details, particularly in terms of the overall casting and so forth. So the layering of the metal and plastic together really makes for a unique combination on this model, and just really dig all the graphics on this as well. So really cool looking artwork as well. So you can see this is a brand new model for 2023. Very excited to have this one in my collection. Next up, we got the 1971 Plymouth GTX, and another really cool classic looking muscle car. And I just think the details on this look really amazing. Definitely has that sort of 1970s vibe to it, and really like the look of the front end and the back end of this. Just overall, it looks really amazing, and they did it with the 5-spoke wheels as well, so done in chrome, and just a really classic looking model, and very excited to have another one from the Muscle Mania series, so that's really cool. And getting into this back row, you can see I picked up all these Ultra Hots from Target, so I was able to find a bunch of these. They didn't have all of them, obviously. Very rarely do I go into Target and see the entire collection of Ultra Hots, but I picked up the ones that I liked. There were a few that I left on the pegs just because I didn't think they were as spectacular as these ones. So first one up, we can see this is the 1971 Plymouth Roadrunner. And again, these are great because they have that Spectra Flame paint, and I think the graphics are particularly good on these. They also have some decent detail on the front end and the back end of these. Just a lot of extra attention has been paid to the paint jobs on these, and the only real difference that differentiates these from, say, a Super Treasure Hunt is they have plastic wheels. And most of them actually have the sort of Ultra Hot style wheel, but in this case, they sort of mixed and matched two different wheel styles. So this is the more kind of traditional Hot Wheels wheel style. So overall, it looks really cool, and very excited to have more of these Ultra Hots in my collection. Next up, we got the 1964 Chevy Chevelle SS, and this one has the engine coming out of the hood. So very cool looking model, and again, really nice details on both the front and the back end. You can see a lot of these have details in terms of the taillights and everything. So once again, done in Spectra Flame paint, and again, mismatched wheels. So they got the regular sort of Hot Wheels wheel style, and then they have the Ultra Hot on the front. So looking really awesome. Next up, we got this 1974 Brazilian Dodge Charger, and this one actually has both the wheels done with the Ultra Hot style. And again, really spectacular in terms of the overall paint deco on this. Spectra Flame paint, obviously, and they did details on the front and the back end too. You can see the Dodge name on the back here, and also they did the taillights as well. So really spectacular model, and very excited to have this version of the Dodge Charger. And then last but not least, we've got this custom 1969 Volkswagen Squareback. And this is the second time I've actually purchased this car this year, because they had released the same vehicle in the Volkswagen series, and I can show you side by side that version. And what a difference a wheel swap and a different paint job makes in terms of the overall look, with the Ultra Hot kind of graphics on it, also the Hot Wheels logo. Windshield's done in like a pink color, so very interesting. And of course they did the Ultra Hot wheels, tail end details as well, taillights, and also some details here on the front as well. So really awesome looking model, and very happy to have this version of the Ultra Hot Volkswagen. So that brings to a total my collection of the Ultra Hots to 6, with these additional 4 plus the 2 ones that I had purchased a while back, 2 versions of the Barracuda, convertible and not convertible, 2 different years as well. So These ones were great, and so now very excited to sort of expand my Ultra Hot collection. These are really interesting. Not all of them are really fantastic. Some of them are just not as appealing to me as the others. But overall, a really cool concept in terms of continuing on that series for Hot Wheels. So that pretty much wraps up this video. Hope you enjoyed this toy haul. And if you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Really appreciate that. And if you'd like to see more reviews of Matchbox and Hot Wheels vehicles in the future, think about subscribing to my channel because I will be covering more of this kind of stuff in future videos. Until next time, I hope you're having a great day, and thanks for watching.